Hello, and thanks for listening. I'm James Keating, and today we're going to be speaking about structure. This is a vague term. It's used a lot in various martial arts. Structure is something that people can argue, they can debate it, they can say many things. What we're particularly talking about is like a geometry of the body. The geometric alignment of the bones, putting them in this and that position, that in conjunction with like the muscles, the tendons, that give you a superior strength. If you didn't do them, you would still be strong, but not as strong. So we're looking at some optimum points, understanding how our body works, and discovering those things that are allowing us to seem like, man, that guy is strong, or he's really stout, you can't move him. Well, what are all those things based on? A structure. And when in the past I've tried to explain to some of you who trained with me about using the body's levers. This is meaning the bones of the arm, the body's skeletal system, in order to move an adversary versus punching them or kicking them to move them or throwing them with a judo throw. So we use structure both as part of what we do, and then we use it against the adversary. We use their structure against them. We take advantage of it. So it's a higher principle. It's not something that you can just say, well, I did 6 years of karate back in college, and so I understand structure. I guarantee you that you do not. Structure is a different thing, and it takes study, not just a practice, a daily practice. That helps too, of course, but you have to research it, study it, and understand it, and be able to trust it. This is the other thing, is a lot of people will say, well, even if it exists, I'll still do this, this, and this. They stick to their comfort zone. Once you learn about structure, it changes everything that you do. People will say, what do you mean? Well, certain types of skeletal alignments. Now, this could be used to throw, lock, catapult someone, or in the case of them attacking you, use a similar structure so that they cannot throw, toss, catapult you. When we learn sighted shooting with a handgun, we're using a red dot system, a scope, or something, or just the metal sights that come with the firearm itself, a mechanical guidance system so that our sight looks down the barrel. We see the rear sight, the front sight. Well, that's a mechanical alignment. When you point shoot, you use a skeletal alignment. Not so much you needed eye-hand coordination in both cases, but where the other is absolutely a mechanical alignment, this is a skeletal alignment. This is structure that now is making your hits. So once you understand that, like on a very fast draw in the point shooting method, you understand where your elbow in relation to your hip bone is, to where your nose in relation to your thumb is, your knee and your toe. All these are part of it. When you just see somebody who's good at point shooting or snap shooting, just draw and go bang and hit something, looks like something out of the Old West. Like, damn, I don't think he even aimed. Nope. Or did he? If this person is really that good, I bet you they have more than just good eye-hand coordination going for them. They have body alignment. Well, that's structure. So, whatever you call it, certain key points, reference points, whatever, but to assume those positions, those points of reference. That creates structure. That structure then enhances or enables you to produce the results you wish, back to throwing, snapping them back, or shooting them in that case, without bringing that firearm up to your eyes and actually aiming in the conventional sense. You're now shooting from the hip and still hitting. But how? Well, you have to practice, that's first. But once you practice just a little, it comes right out at you. Now you have a secondary way of aiming, and it's through your body, not through just your vision and those mechanical sights that came with the firearm. So that's just one thing. You'll have to, I know that'll probably piss off a dozen people hearing this right now, because they're, you know, they say sighted shooting and all this. I'm not trying to get into gun controversy. What I'm just saying is irregardless of what you're doing, certain types of structural alignments of your body, how you do things, are what produces the effect that you wish. You know, in baseball, they always tell you when you go up to bat, don't rest the bat on your shoulder. Keep it up just a little bit off the shoulder. Lean forward, be on the balls of your toe, ready to hit, see? Because otherwise it just doesn't work very good. Well, that position that a batter assumes, a good one, that's a lot of structure. And that's how they do those incredible hits way out into the crowd. You know, home run. And that guy knows about structure. Good golf is the same way. I've actually known several martial art teachers that knew nothing about golf, but they knew incredible amounts about structure. So they became golf coaches and successful. They were able to do this even though they were unfamiliar with the game itself. But what they were familiar with was the delivery of force and the proper alignment of the body's muscles, tendons, ligaments, joints, limbs, and how it all works. Now again, I'm not saying all martial arts people are whiz like this. This is a high level. But this is why we're talking about this, is so that at some point in your career, irregardless of what you're doing, you're going to have to up your game. And it will come many times through structure. The most unexpected place that it would come through. You know, yeah, I'll get stronger, I'll get tougher, I'll learn to move quicker and all these things, right? But this is that unexpected surprise. And it will be there through injury, age, where those other things probably will not. So I encourage you, begin now and start a casual research on structure and what it does. You will find it in everything. And in some arts, I think it's more pronounced. In the internal arts, some arts like Silat, some types of Silat, it is more pronounced. And if you don't get it, well, then come to one of my seminars. Come visit me, whatever. I'll show you, I'll teach you so that you understand exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll just add to structure, if you could learn something called Sung, or Aikido, they say put the weight underside. If you could learn to apply Sung and weight underside, I think this would really add to your structure. And it does. This is why it's taught. But if you think those are just stupid hocus pocus things, you'll probably never get it. But I guarantee you, if you come here, you visit me, you'll get it the first day. And then the rest is up to you. Because it isn't that difficult to do. You've just never met anybody who can do it. So I'll teach you. You will understand both structure as well as applying Sung to that structure. And bang, your martial arts will change. Within 2 weeks, you'll be thinking and operating differently. You say, that's miraculous. Well, it's just learning to use our body in a higher form. That's all it is. You can always go back to these lesser things. And as I've often told people, to kick someone is not that big a deal. I have horses that kick harder and better than they do. So kicking and all that external martial arts stuff, as good as it is still just one level. Once you understand how your body can be so much more dynamic through structure, you can't go wrong. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you for listening, and I hope some of this makes sense. I'm Jim Keating, and I'll talk to you on the next one.